大家好，欢迎收看《旁观华尔街视角》。今天星期二，经过美国的长周末之后，美股走势有点奇怪。道琼斯平均工业指数跌幅是超过200点，但是纳斯达克综合指数创了历史新高纪录。有很多券商认为，现在市场开始有重新恐慌，特别是对这个德尔塔病毒的扩散，所以现在走势看来是科技类股出现上升，传统经济开放股都呈现下降，似乎又重蹈了去年疫情最严重的时候这个覆辙。但是今天的专家米歇尔·施耐德认为，嘿，大家不要太不知足，今天走势已经是相当不错了，所以呢，还是有人趁低入场，不必惊慌。
I wouldn't exactly call this a fear-driven, run-for-the-exits type sell-off. Now, that doesn't mean it couldn't emerge into one. But there are still so many factors here, particularly in the NASDAQ, those big growth stocks that are just really, I think, at this point, saturated, but also the winners in this and holding up the rest of the market. And of course, it's more complicated than labor. If we just look at labor, for one thing, though, we still have 10.1 million jobs that are not filled. We still have 8.7 million people out of work. We still have, even though the benefits are going away, I think we have a permanent change to the workforce in the United States in that we had 2 million people retire early. We had a whole bunch of people in the hospitality business working now from home doing fulfillment for companies like Amazon. We have people that have become retail investors because on paper it's looked pretty darn easy since last year once we hit that nadir in the market. Same thing with cryptocurrencies. People are buying all kinds of coins. So even with the incentives and the wage increases and everything else that companies are begging for people to come back to work, what we're really seeing, and hasn't totally impacted the market yet, is what could happen is this labor force not only continues to trigger inflation, but our growth gets stymied. Now, the reason why these big corporations are doing so great is because they also are buying back their own stocks again, too. We still have looming there the $3.5 trillion package and the $1 trillion package for infrastructure, neither of which has been fully passed yet and getting going, with Biden's numbers in terms of approval going down. So it's so hard that when you look at all of that, you say, wow, actually the market's holding up pretty well. And I would say a big part of that is because these retail investors just keep buying anything that dips. And maybe that changes one day, but for right now, the fundamentals are only showing positive as far as the variance here, but nobody's really shutting down, at least not in the United States.
另外一个就是比特币这个话题呢，今天也是很有意思。从今天开始呢 ，El Salvador， 也就是萨尔瓦多国家政府开始从美东时间下午的5点钟正式他们国家签订的新的法律，就是比特币可以作为支付手段之一，正式开始生效。而且华尔街论坛呢还呼吁他们所有的这个网上的网友们在同一个时间，也就是美东时间下午5点钟的时候，每个人购入价值30美元的比特币，给予一种支持，心理上的支撑。但是比特币并没有上升，而出现大幅下降。有很多人认为是技术原因，不是说这个交易的技术原因，而是操作的技术原因。因为有很多人要买，同时也有很多人要卖，所以这个交易平台宕机了。那么这就使人就怀疑，交易平台现在可能还没有这个能力来操作这么大手笔的交易。但是接下来我们还是请这个米歇尔·施耐德帮我们分析一下，到底什么原因出现下降？那么今天这个现象值得不值得关注？
Well, there was a bit of a flash crash on Tuesday. Some people say it was technical. And it is possible that what happened was Bitcoin couldn't sustain 50,000 and a lot of people just started to liquidate. But what was interesting is that once it went all the way down, it got met with a lot of buying. But Bitcoin is actually shifting too. We have Solana went to new all-time highs today. and has moved up in market cap to number 6 spot. So some of these altcoins, a lot of them went down, but Solana was one that actually went the other way. Ripple or XRP went down, but it then immediately bounced 15 to 18 cents from there. Ethereum went down to 3,000 and immediately bounced close to 3,300 when the last I looked. So this is what we're calling volatility, right? And we didn't have volatility for a while in the crypto market. So this El Salvador event and Reddit calling for everybody to buy, what, $30 worth of Bitcoin at this time of 5 o'clock. I don't know if that's more than just a psychological, really basically reinforcement of what we just talked about, is the fearless retail crowd that essentially you just get enough people to buy and you can't lose. So I think this is maybe a one-day sort of event. I wouldn't look into it.
好，以上就是今天内容，谢谢你的收看。因为接下来几天911事件这个活动的安排，还有我们这个节目的拍摄，还有各种报道比较繁忙，所以这个星期之内恐怕就不会再给大家更新节目了。但是周末我们还会有财经你我他，就是投资美股的观众朋友还可以再来收看我们2位老师用中文给大家解释的目前投资的一些理念和技巧。谢谢你的收看，我们下次再见。